Billionaires and CEOs of massive companies are right now selling lots of their shares and stocks. And guys, do they know something that we don't know? That is going to be the topic of today's video, because we are seeing Apple CEO Tim Cook makes 41 million from biggest stock sale in 2 years. That's not the only one, guys. Warren Buffett also has a big cash position right now, and even the CEO of Uber also sells stocks for the first time. And this is all recently happened. And for example, right here we can see the last time that Tim Cook shared his stocks were in August 2021. And if we were to go to August 2021, we can see that that was actually not a very bad time to sell your stock. He actually sold his stock right at the top before a correction, but also before a larger correction. So do the CEO know something that we don't? Guys, is the stock market right now at the edge of collapse? And I'm going to tell you exactly what this could have for an effect on Bitcoin if the stock market were to go in a bear market or were to have a massive crash. But before we are diving into all of this very important data, make sure to leave a thumbs up, guys. And we are really killing it over on our private Telegram channel. We have made some massive calls. So recently we've talked about Chainlink before the actual breakout, that we actually are very, very bullish on Chainlink, even though the market could be bearish in other markets. Chainlink is often outperforming in bearish markets, and right now this trade, guys, is definitely killing it, because we took it at the breakout right here. It is right now up 26%, but it's not only 26% against US dollar, but it's also 26% against Bitcoin, which means that Chainlink in our trade has outperformed Bitcoin. And yeah, of course, if you would have, for example, invested 1 Bitcoin into this, you would gain 0.25 Bitcoin in profit. And that's not even with leverage. That is just on the spot market. If you would have traded this with a small leverage, you could make way more gains. So yeah, definitely made some good calls over there. But that's not the only one, guys, because as you may recall, we also predicted the XRP rally before the actual breakout. I already published a video over on Will Alerts where we're actually saying that most likely XRP will have that rally that we are seeing once a year. Better prepare, get your entries right, and we actually saw that breakout. So if you want to join this service, Will Alerts, which is basically a private Telegram channel where you will receive extra informations, trades over on Bitcoin, trades on altcoins, what's happening in the markets, extra videos, then you can join this service for free. The only thing that you need to do is you need to be an active trader under our affiliates, so you can join one of these exchanges down below this video. Guys, now let's dive into Bitcoin. And Bitcoin so far right now, if we go right here to the daily time frame, is actually running into some heavy Fibonacci resistance, because we have this horizontal resistance right here, which was former support in this range. Right now is acting as resistance, which is very logical, but it's also the 78.60% is right here. That is the last Fibonacci level, and this is also going to be like the most important point that Bitcoin is at right now, guys. And that is that if we roll over right here, which in my opinion would make the most sense, I'm not saying that that is going to happen, because I will connect the story later to what's going on with the stock market. But just to have a look, if this would roll over, which in my opinion would make the most sense, then this could still be a retracement to the 78.60%, right? If we get a clear breakout of this and this level is acting as support, then that is significantly decreasing the chances that this is a retracement from this drop. That actually shows that this might be the start of a new uptrend, right? Which I don't think is yet that we have yet a lot of evidence for that, and especially not, which brings me to the following part, especially not when we have a look at the regular financial markets. I think I'm one of the only ones that has been talking about this, because everyone was very much focused on Bitcoin No one was talking about the regular financial markets. I'm already tweeting since a week that we could see something like Black Monday again because it's October and we just had a drop below that golden ratio right here, which means that this is not a retracement from an impulsive move right here and that we can go up. No, that means that we're probably going to test these lows and probably maybe even tomorrow going to surpass these lows. And what will happen with Bitcoin if that is going to happen, guys? And the honest answer that I'm going to give right here, the very honest answer, is honestly that I don't know. I don't know if this thing starts nuking down, if Bitcoin will get dragged into it as well. I don't know the agenda of BlackRock. Maybe BlackRock is mind-fucking us all, that they just like, they know the stock market's going to collapse. That's why they talk positive about Bitcoin. They pump Bitcoin so their portfolio remains in balance. I don't know. But my logical thinking, from my perspective in the markets, I see Bitcoin as a risk-on asset. And a risk-on asset is similar as the S&P 500, right? So I would argue that the chances are definitely higher. If Monday this thing is going to nuke, something like March 2020, I think there is a very high likelihood, high probability that Bitcoin is going to nuke with it. Right, and we can already see with Bitcoin that the crypto fear and greed index right now went to the levels of 63. Now it's neutral, but yesterday it was definitely greedy. So we can see the sentiment already changing, right? People are becoming more and more greedy. And yeah, another thing to watch is that 60-day cycle. I know we are early in the 60-day cycle, and often we are seeing strength early in the 60-day cycle. But nevertheless, if we are in a bearish trend, we could see an early top in that 60-day cycle and then eventually move lower. If we do break above the 78.60%, I'm going to lean a little bit more bullish, because that would also coincide with this thing breaking down, which is definitely bullish, and I still don't think it's going to happen. But if it's going to happen, I gotta adjust, right? Then it's very important to watch this 78.60%, because if we trade above it, we consolidate a little bit and then roll over and break below it. This is a great short signal, generally speaking, guys. Normally, when we break above these key Fibonacci levels and then consolidating above and then falling back below it, that is a great short entry. So I would definitely be looking for that, especially when we're a little bit further, so we're getting closer to the next 60-day cycle low. Then I wanted to show you guys another chart, which I have been showing already for quite some time. And this is the S&P 500, but not the regular S&P 500. This is the S&P 500 divided by the money supply. So you can see in terms of inflation and purchasing power where we are right now. And it is kind of crazy, guys. We are living in a illusion. We are being mind controlled through media and news outlets that we are in a bull market, while we haven't been in a bull market since 2001. And this is really crazy if you look at this chart, because as you can see, the dot-com bubble top was in the year 2000. And I do have some notes right here because I'm tracking bigger cycles. This is also very interesting. I will talk about this more in the future. But the top was at the year 2000. We had this massive drop. We had a small bounce in the year 2001, like this small bounce. And then for the next 23 years, we haven't been really trading above that level. So for the last 23 years, guys, we haven't got a better stock market than we got in the dot-com bubble pop or top. So that's kind of crazy. And every time we touch this horizontal line, as you can see right here, we touch this horizontal line, bam, we massively nuke. Here also we touch the horizontal line, that was March 2020, bam, massively nuke. Then we correct again to the horizontal line, bam, we lose that white line, massively nuke. And what is now is not a difference, because right now we can also see we touch that white line, So far we actually nuking, but the most important thing is that we break basically below the white line. Well, it looks like we broke below the white line, so this ain't looking bullish, guys. This is looking very, very bearish. So guys, this is kind of crazy, and this is a completely different story than when you have a look at the regular financial markets, which most people would say, yeah, we are in a multi-year long bull market already for the past 20 years. No, we are not. We are not in a bull market because there is so much money being printed in the past 20 years that your purchasing power never has been higher than in the year 2000, and that is the illusion that we are living in. So we got to be very careful right here. Another thing is I'm tracking certain cycles, and we can see that often when we are in the North Node is in Leo. This is maybe a little bit cuckoo. So guys, the stock market is looking very bearish, and I find it very interesting that all of these CEOs and Warren Buffett, they always, in hindsight, always have a very good selling point, like close to a top. You know, they often know a lot of stuff that we don't know. Why? Because they are in these boardrooms. They see the actual earnings. They see the actual depth of the company. They get a very much better picture of what is happening in the economy than us who are just looking at the charts. They are literally in the system and have access to all the data. So for me, it makes a lot of sense when I see they sell off, and they often sell off. You know, they sell off their stocks, and then people are looking at the news articles. Oh, Warren Buffett is selling stocks, Tim Cook is selling stocks, and maybe the next days you see the stocks going a little bit up or something like that, and everyone forgets about this. Everyone forgets about this, that Warren Buffett and right now is just sitting on massive amounts of cash. Why is he sitting on cash? He's a very good investor, right? Historically, he's doing very well. Why is a very good investor sitting on cash? Why are CEOs cashing out their shares? He's even working for the company. I mean, if you work for the company, you like to have your shares because you're doing your best. You're hoping, you want the company improve. So if you, as a CEO, selling your shares, you definitely know something is coming up, right? So guys, this is also my theory of today. We have the stablecoin dominance right now really at the support, at the last lifeline. If this thing breaks down, guys, the narrative for Bitcoin will definitely change because the stock market is crashing. If this thing breaks down, Bitcoin will definitely start to pump massively going into the acceleration phase of the bull market. Things are going to happen very, very quickly. Might even get a spot ETF approval if this thing breaks down, but definitely a lot of things will shift. The narrative will really shift. Bitcoin will be a flight to safety, like Larry Fink, the BlackRock CEO, says. These narratives will definitely come once this is breaking down. The only thing is, we haven't breaking down yet. So that's why I'm going to wait right here. And if this is starting to bounce, then this is a very good moment to short. But if this starting to break down, definitely that is the moment you want to long. The only reason, for the ones that are actually new to this channel, guys, make sure to subscribe, drop the like button. But what we are seeing right here, the reason why I'm still thinking we could go higher is I don't have that much knowledge about Elliott wave theory, but I always can recognize wave 4 corrections. And I would say that this structure that we are seeing right here very much looks like a wave 4 correction. Doesn't mean it has to be, doesn't mean I am an Elliott wave theory expert, but for me this just looks like a 4th wave correction. And when we have a look at this 1, 2, 3, 4, then it only makes sense to get that last 5th wave, which would bring Bitcoin back to 20,000, maybe even to 15,000. If we break out to the upside, maybe even lower with a crazy rig. But as long as we are still in this triangle formation and we can still like bounce from this support, I'm not going to be too bullish, and especially not when we are seeing the regular financial markets really at the edge of a cliff right here, and it's no different than what we have seen in the past. And people always tell me like, yeah, but everyone is talking about markets are going to nuke, recession and stuff like that. And I want to quote my good friend Alessio Rastani right here, guys. He even made a video, and I was quite shocked yesterday. Because I'm already talking about this for for some time. And now I see Alessio Rastani talking about this as well. Bad news for stocks and Bitcoin. He says that stock market have entered a bear market according to his rules, the Dow Jones theory, and that it also could be bad for Bitcoin. And I definitely think, guys, Alessio Rastani is a very good analyst, so big props to him. If you don't follow him, make sure to give him a follow, because I think he is a good analyst. He's not always right, but no analyst is always right. It's not about being right. It's about navigating through the markets with the data that you're getting. Right, and trying to make the right decisions, trying to anticipate what's coming. And even though, and this is also, people will tell me like, yeah, but you took profits right here on Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin is right now higher, so you made a small loss on that. Yes, I did make a small loss on that, and I could have higher valuation in US dollar if I would just hold up my Bitcoin and didn't sell a part of my portfolio, right? That's true. You are right. The only thing is, in terms of risk management, if this turned out to be like a bear flag and this just went lower, I actually made a good move, and I actually could buy more Bitcoin at a lower price. Right, so it's just how you look at it, because in hindsight right now you can see, yeah, the situation turned out like that. Yeah, but you have to think in terms of risk management. Like right here as well, do I want to have my full allocation 100% hodl position in Bitcoin right now while the stock market is at the edge of a collapse? We're not saying that it's going to collapse, but you get the point, right? This is definitely risk on assets, like the stocks definitely right now get a very, very high peak in risk. So no, I don't want to have my whole portfolio in one asset, which usually is correlated with that chart that is looking to crash right now. So this is a little bit how can I make the wrong decision? In the end, can it turn out wrong? BlackRock pumping Bitcoin, Binance pumping Bitcoin, Bitcoin just taking off to 40k. Yes, I can be wrong. That's why I have a very clear invalidation. That is this chart. When this chart is breaking down, I can flip my bias. That is very important. You need to have certain things in place which can convince you to flip your bias, because it's very difficult when you are leaning more to the bearish side or to the bullish side to then have a look at the other perspective. That's very difficult, and where most traders also make mistakes. So I always try to have some things in place that I can look for invalidations or validations or confirmations, which can also change my bias whenever that is needed. So yeah, guys, this is my analysis. This is what I'm watching. I hope you guys like it. This is definitely a completely different way of analyzing than most analysts. We have been talking about the stock market correcting already for some time, because the fix was breaking out right here to the upside. That's bearish. We've been trading Bitcoin very profitable in this range with the 60-day cycles. We have been doing very good right here on Will Alerts. We have been doing very good with predicting XRP, doing some good trades on Bitcoin, predicting Chainlink breaking out. So yeah, definitely recommend you guys, if you are interested in that extra content, make sure to join Bybit, BitGet or Phoenix with the affiliate link down below, and then submit your user ID after you meet the requirements over on willportal.com. There you can submit basically your user ID, and we will check on our end if you meet the requirements, and then we will put you into that Telegram channel. But okay, guys, that was it for today's video. I hope you all enjoyed it. If so, smash up the like button. If you want to stay connected with me, make sure to subscribe. I wish you all a very beautiful Sunday, and I hope to see every single one of you in the next video.